What is up, everybody? It is DJ Martini Midwest Reviews coming at you with a real quick video and tutorial on how to switch out a SSD on the PS5, the OG version, the original big honkin' version. And so if you need to get that done, this video will show you how to do it and also give you quick steps on the pre stuff to get done before you go ahead and do this project. So if this is helpful in any way, give me a like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. Remember, this is DJ Martini Midwest Reviews and Tutorials, and I'm just here to help do the research for you so you don't have to, and give it to you as easy as possible, which I will try to do. So it's not going to be too in-depth. I'm not going to go into the settings and show you exactly what you need to go to and like storage and all that kind of stuff. I'm showing you how to get it in there, and then also some of the things that you need to know before you get this done. So just really quick information. So the PS5 does need it's called a M.2 SSD, and it also needs the M key, which is a certain kind of the way the front of it looks. And like I said, I like to do, this is my new one that I'm going to put an XPG in there. But you see how on the front of that, this is what they call the M key. So it has, some of them have like another little notch on this side, but this is the one that you need right here. And this is an XPG, like I said, gamut. It's a 2 terabyte, and you can get it all the way up to 8 terabytes, but that would be super expensive. This is an S70 blade. I'm taking out a 1 terabyte that I already had in there. And so I will be taking that one out and putting this 2 terabyte in. So I had a lot of information on that card already. And so I tried to move as much of it because I had a little bit of room on the internal storage, which you can't take that out of the PS5. So I moved some of it to there, which is about 200 gigs. And then the rest of it I had to move to a USB type external hard drive. Now, some people's like, I didn't know you could do that. Yes, if you have, say you had one that was working with the PS4, that one should work still with the PS5. So the key is that you can play PS4 games that are stored on there on the PS5, but you can't play PS5 games that are stored on a USB external hard drive. It won't work. You can store the data, you can store some of the game files and things like that on here, but you can't play them off of because you need read speeds of 5,500 megabytes per second. That's 5,500 megabytes. You can only get that on some, like I said, M.2 SSD cards. And so that's another thing that we need to talk about too. Like I said, it has to be an M key, like I showed you, Gen 4, M.2. There's different sizes that can be used, but like I said, you have to, you might do a little extra research, look that up to make sure you have the right fit for yours. But as long as it's a Gen 4, it's an M key, and it has read speeds up to 5,500, it should work with. And if you look that up, there's a lot of models that'll pop up that you can take a look and find out that they have worked with the PS5. So I told you everything you need to go ahead and update this. Now, let's talk about really quick the pre stuff you need to do. So whatever you take out there is gone. So you need to make sure you back it up. And like I said, the way you can do that is either move it to your internal storage, which most PS5s came with 825 gigs, but the only usable was about around 600 gigs. So you have 600 gigs in there to kind of work around with, to move some stuff to, or you can move it to, like I said, a USB, and they just call this the USB because it has a USB-A here. But you can move it to a drive like this and store it there. You can't play it off of there, but you can store it there. And some people might say that's easier because I can plug this back into my PS5. It's going to recognize it, and then it's going to then I can move that game back to the SSD, the PS5 game, and I'll be able to play it. So some people like that, or some people are like, hey, I have unlimited data, I have super fast downloading, so it might be faster for me to just re-download it again. Well, that is completely up to you. I'm just kind of giving you those options. And yeah, if it's only like a 10 gig game, 10 to 20 gig game, and you can just download it super fast and you don't mind using the data, that's completely up to you, and that might be faster. But if it's a bigger game, you might want to put it on that external storage, like I said, this bad boy here, and then just move it back over. Might be a little easier, then you don't have to worry about any errors or any issues like that. I mean, technically you can have errors and issues anyway, but I think it's just, for me, I think it's a little faster and easier, in my opinion. But you guys let me know those horror stories out there on any of that. So other than that, let's go ahead and show you how to get it. Once you have that all backed up, and I'm going to kind of flash a couple pictures of me. I think moving some pretty big games like 80 gig, some 30. I think I almost had like 400 gigs or plus, and I moved it onto an external drive like this, and it took me about an hour and 20 minutes, which is a little crazy, and you know it's going to take a little time. I moved about 230 gigs from the SSD to the other SSD, and that still took like 20 minutes. So it is going to take a little bit of time, but like I said, make sure that card, you get everything out of it that you don't want, that you want to keep. Anything that you don't mind, yeah, you can take it out and then reformat the card later or whatever. But yeah, so just make sure that you have everything out that you want out and it's saved. So back everything up that you can, move it to the internal or move it to an external, and you should be good. Or you can re-download it, but once you take it out, it's gone. All right, so let's go ahead and get to putting one into your PS5 real quick. All right, guys, so to get to the section that we need, I'm gonna go ahead and put this with the PlayStation little emblem going down on the table and the disk drive facing away from me. The disk drive's over here, and it's facing away from me. And then I'm gonna pull on this corner, and I'm going to try to slide it this way. All right, so let's see if I can do this without smacking the camera. There we go. A little violent, but nothing broke. We're good. And that cover is removed. Nice. All right, so this is the section that we need to get to right here. This is where you have your SSD for your hard drive. And notice I have some precision screwdriver sets, something you might want to invest into, or if you have a little screwdriver, it should work. But this is the screw that we need to get off right here. It should just unscrew. There's only one screw on it right here. And you can kind of use the end of this to get that up a little bit. And here is my SSD from before. Now to get that out, let's see. I don't know if there's a screw on there or not, or if it just pulls out. Looks like, yeah, it just pulls out. So you just lift up and then pull out and it'll come up. You just give it a little bit of lift up and it'll, and this one has a full heat shield on it right here. So this is a custom heat shield that I purchased for it. I don't think my new one will fit in here. Let's see. And this one already comes with a heat shield on it, so I'm not going to probably mess with that. It is actually the same size. Yeah. So this one already has a heat shield on it. The XPG has a heat shield on it. And so I'm not going to go ahead and put anything else on this, but this is my other drive. And then so to go ahead and put this one in, we just want to go ahead and I want to show you this real here so you can kind of see on here. All right, on the back there you go. And it shows exactly like the screws holes on there to get this down. And it can only go one way. It's going to go in this way with the M little notch going at the top, just like this. Like I said, you can kind of feel where it slides in. There we go. And then you just push down a little bit. And this one I couldn't do that because you can see on the back, there's no place to put a screw. So, but the screw's still in here, so I'm gonna go ahead and take that one out. You can see what this looks like right here. And then this one's gonna go right in this slot here to hold that drive down. All right, so you can see I moved it from there to here, and now it's holding the drive down. And you just want to hand tight that, don't over tighten it, don't need to do anything crazy. Just make sure it's tight. And it is. And she's down. All right, and then we're just going to put this cover back on. Put the screw back in. We can put the cover back on now. Everything's tight. This would be a good time to, if you wanted to spray it off with a little bit of air or something like that, if you had any dust in there, it'd be a good time to do that. But mine looks actually pretty clean, so I'm going to just go ahead and put this back on. And then you're going to just push up from the bottom. Boom, till you hear a little click, and we're good to go. And now your PS5 has its new drive in it, so you just go ahead and fire it up. All right, everybody, let's go up to the settings at the top, cogwheel, then go to storage. And I got lucky that this drive is already formatted and it's ready to go. It reads right away. It says 2 terabytes of space, which is fantastic, but I am going to reformat it anyways, just because I don't know where this has been. So I'm going to go ahead and this is just my opinion. And so let's go ahead and reformat it. Restart and reformat. All right, so once it restarted, it showed the PlayStation logo, and then it says don't format and turn on the PS5 or format. So I want to format that M.2 SSD. So let's go ahead and do that. And it's going to format it. Like I said, this is a new drive. I've never used it, so I just want to make sure that everything is crisp and clear when I start with a new drive. And so I think this is the best way to make sure that it's done. It was probably already formatted. It was probably good to go, but just to be safe, let's go ahead and reformat it, and it'll be ready to go, and you can start transferring all your games over to it. So it definitely meets our read speeds. It has 6200, which is pretty crazy, and it's actually better than the one I had in it. So mine was right around 5500, so just barely meeting those specs. All right, and then it tells you exactly where you can find it. And it says to safely remove, turn off that if you need to do that, if you needed to remove it, but everything's there in your location. It's going to rebuild the database, and then we're good to go. So then go ahead and sign in again. This is talking about my external storage, so not really, this external drive wasn't removed properly last time, blah, blah, blah. Go to settings, select, and then we'll go ahead and fix that as well. All right, to get your PS5 in safe mode, all you need to do is hold your power button on the front of your PS5. If it's standing up, then that would be on the bottom. The very bottom button is your on button. Press and hold it for about 15 to 20 seconds, and it should boot up into safe mode. And we are looking to fix that drive that might not come up for you. So if you have trouble with your storage or USB storage, external storage, internal storage, you might need to rebuild your database. And so that kind of does help a lot. And another thing I'll show you in here so you'll need to also grab one of your controllers and actually have it physically corded and plugged into your PlayStation. And then I can go ahead and arrow down to what we need. So you can restart the PS5, you can change video outputs, you can repair this console storage is one thing that you can do here. And you can also update the system software, restore default settings, clear cache, and rebuild database. That is one thing that can help this. So you can also reset, but that'll totally reset your PS5, and then reinstall system software. So resetting is really more a serious thing, so I wouldn't do that unless you absolutely have to, because it's probably going to reset everything, and then you're going to have to go in and start from scratch. So I probably would not do that. So the only two that we really want to look at is clear cache and rebuild database, or repair the console. Repair the console will also fix some of the storage issues if you have an issue, and it shouldn't really affect any of your memory. So I've done them both, and I was able to get things back. So you usually want to go ahead and clear cache and rebuild database. We'll go ahead and do number 6, and we'll go ahead and hit that. So as you can go to either, you can clear the system cache, or you can rebuild the database. We're just going to clear the cache, but if you do the rebuild the database, it's going to rebuild the database basically. So it'll be able to find all the devices that you had before, and hopefully all the storage units that you had before. But we can go ahead and clear system cache. Okay, you should do that every couple months anyways. Once it does that, simple, easy, and that's going to go ahead and just restart the PS5, and then you'll be able to sign in at the menu. So once it gets done, you'll see the PlayStation logo, and you should be able to sign in here soon. All right, so I just got done signing in. We'll go ahead and go look at my settings, and we'll go to storage, and we should be able to see all my forms of storage. So I have console storage, plenty of free space in there. I have my new M.dot space. I've already almost filled it all the way up, transferring things around. And then we have the extended storage. If this comes up and you don't see extended storage, just give it a minute. It will pop up your extended storage. You just kind of have to like wait, give it a second, and it will pop up. So, but this has all my PlayStation 4 games. And like I said, I was also able to move, PS5 game data to it, and was able to store that for a little while until I needed to transfer it back to the M.2 SSD. So I kept some of it on there, but see, it's all on there. So you can move games back and forth if you want to save space on your SSDs for playable games. You can move things back and forth. So, but I just moved everything over, and I still have about 622 gigs, including external storage, like I said, which I was able to move PS5 data to, and then also move it back. So I was able to move PS5 games to the extended storage. You can't play them off there, but you can store them there, and then you can move them back to the storage once you get your new one in or whatever. So that's kind of what I wanted to talk about today. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. It's been DJ Martini Midwest Reviews. If this tutorial was helpful to you in any way, please give me a like, subscribe, or share. And that's how you go ahead and move things around and also get all your storage ready for your PS5. Thank you, and have a good one. We'll see you later, but hopefully see you soon.